Presently, there are 16 million refugees in the world. That's the lowest number of refugees in the history of the modern refugee program, World Refugee Program. However, 16 million is a lot, and especially that we are talking about human beings who had to flee their countries, cities, and homes. Someone that would see me on the street, unless I would open my mouth, would not know that I was a refugee. So you have refugees that come with education, you have refugees that come without education. What they bring to Louisville is the world.
My life in Vietnam is very tough. It's very different. My parents are very poor. We don't even have a home. A lot of kids will know that they will have meal ready on the table, food to eat, but with me and all my sisters, that's not a guarantee for us.
That time we were more than 120,000 Iraqi refugees. And after that they said for 6 months there is a curfew from 6 till 4. Nobody go out the tent. We live in tents. And over there, even if they see somebody walking at 5 p.m., they kill people. I mean, we see from the tent, we see people bleeding. You cannot go. Some people try to help them, they kill them.
I do remember a lot of it, you know, all the bad stuff. I mean, you will see people with guns on the streets, you know. We lived in a house that was 3 stories. Like if you go on top of the roof, you lay down at night and you look up in the sky, and it's dark, but all you see is just a bunch of lights passing through, which were bullets, you know. You see it just flying, you know.
And still to this day, even though there's no communism in Russia anymore, and still there is, I would say, persecution of certain religious groups and sects and movements. Yeah.
I was born in Cuba. The city is called Holguin. When I became a physician, I had in my mind that I want to be a doctor, not for me, but for anyone else. I'm prepared to solve medical problems and not political problems. We were becoming political fingers or somebody or someone.
I never thought of any place can be this beautiful. I don't know, it's just like the wildest dream. You know how people say if they die, they want to be in heaven. I don't know if I can really feel that when I die, but I know when I live, I actually felt heaven when I first came here.
People, you know, telling us about stories, you will get lost and you are going to New York. Oh my God, over there, don't talk with anyone. You'll get killed. You will, you know, the media over there, because people, they don't educate people. They don't like to educate people and tell them, okay, in America, they have freedom. In America, they could talk about everything. People here, when I ask somebody, even if I don't speak English, they try to work with me with a body language and understand my face. And some people, they understand what I need and help me.
America is a very nice country, but you have to do the right thing. Even to enter here and even inside here. We have been separated from my children 1 year. It's hard. It's very hard. Because you saw them born, and you saw them grow up. You have been separated too much time. They know that sometime we're going to be together again.
the way they explained America is a rich country, the richest country in the world, the best country in the world, the greatest, you know, all these great things, you know, so I thought, you know, I would probably own my own soccer stadium, you know, right next to my house. I came here, I was like, wow, so this is like a real place, you know, it's not fantasy, but it's real. I mean, you know, you have the opportunity to do things, but, you know, it's real.
You know, apple in my country is really expensive. And here we can eat a big bags of apple. In my country, I cannot even touch an apple because it's so expensive. And my mom will buy one apple for 7 of us to share. And the first thing we will do is like we pass around the apple just to smell the apple because it smells so good. So when we first came here, my dad bought us a big bag of apple. Oh my God, can I have 2 that instead of we have to share 1 apple this time? So we share a big bag of apple, and instead of eat 1 bag of apple per day, you know, 5 of us, we eat like 3 or 4 bags of apple just because we never have it.
There are programs like the United States Refugee Resettlement Program. There are 23 countries in the world that have this kind of program like the United States. 40 countries in the world temporarily host refugees. But in those countries, refugees don't have any status. In fact, they get a refugee status from the United Nations, but they cannot get legal status in those countries. They cannot work, and in most instances, they just live in camps, sometimes for years or decades. The goal of the United States Refugee Resettlement Program is early financial self-sufficiency. Therefore, refugees don't stay too long in public assistance.
My dad, he worked 2 to 3 jobs when we first came here. My mom worked 2 jobs. This is really the land of opportunity. If you really want to make it work, you have to work for it. You don't sit there and complain and expect things will just fall in your lap. So we just work, and the first 6 months, guess what? My dad bought our first house. And it take him only 6 months. We saved every penny.
I got an apartment, no carpet, was a wood, and then I got some newspapers and put them on floor, and I slept on them. I have to work, I mean, to get some money to save some money to get car. Bed, and this is nobody gonna see it because this is in my apartment. I have to get me first nice clothes and a car so I could, you know, work. And then after that, this is, I call it accessories. I'll get it later on.
They have the same rights as any other American. The only difference is their ability to speak English. Now, if they come with education, if they don't have English, it's hard to show how much they know.
You want to explain what you want, but if you don't have the vocabulary, you don't know the words, it's like you're stuck, you know. And I felt for a while like I was stupid, you know, because I had a law degree there, and here I am. I don't know how to explain stuff in a simple, you know, language in simple terms. It kind of makes you feel kind of stupid, you know.
If they come here at my age, 10, 12 years old, then I have no trouble picking up English or any language. But when you come here in your 50, in your 40, in your 30 even, to learn another language is very difficult. Because my mom experienced that. She tried to open a book and read English, watch American television, but she cannot pick that up.
Personally, you do want to learn it, you know. Nobody doesn't, there's no one that I know who says, you know, I don't care about learning English. Everybody wants to, it's just how you do it, you know. It's just how you learn it. It's just the process that it takes to actually learn it. For some people, it's quickly, you know, within 6 months. For some people, it may just take like 30 years to just learn everything.
I think it is for the benefit of the medical professional if he or she has an interpreter present, because no one wants to make a mistake. And even if you have someone who speaks the language of the patient, we shouldn't assume that this person is qualified to interpret. Title VI just requires that anyone, any resident of the United States who does not speak English must have an opportunity to have medical care. Therefore, you can't provide medical care unless you can communicate with your patient. We know that we cannot do our job unless we have qualified interpreters.
Imagine you being in somebody else's country, somebody else's home. You're walking down the street, you go to a grocery store. Everything that you see, has a sign that you actually don't understand. You go to a doctor, they're trying to read you, consent that you don't understand. You don't know what they're gonna do to you, okay? You're sick, you know what's happening to you, but you can't cross the message, to the other person.
A medical interpreter is a person who is not invading the area of the doctor. It's just translating what one person feels to the doctor.
There's two ways you can look at it. First of all, you want to make sure that client understands what's going on with him or her, and you want to protect yourself from maybe possible lawsuits in the future. If it's a family member, whoever, you don't know how everything was explained to the client, how well, and if it's a family member, again, you don't know what kind of relationship between client and this family member and how well they interpret.
I could not wait to actually, apply to be an interpreter, and I said, I'm gonna do it because just to see all these new people that come in, just helping them, get over their, stress and, troubles that they go through, they go to the doctor. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest problem that people have, going through medical, examinations.
They bring the world, they bring their experience, no matter are they educated or not. They bring something that our kids here in Louisville could benefit from.
Don't try to bring all the stories and live with it. That's it. Believe me, when I came to USA, that's it. Everything gone. But if somebody asks me, yeah, we'll talk about stories, but I'm not gonna live in these stories.
Here in Louisville, or Kentucky, I consider this is my home. Vietnam is where I was born, and that is my home too. But this is where I'm comfortable with. This is where everybody I know live here, and this is where my family is. So this is home to me.
America has a great heart to receive people, to help people, and to understand people.